Hello students, good afternoon. Today I am here with you to tell you about Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. Here I am going to present an intro and a critical estimate of the particular novel. So let's start with Toni Morrison was an American novelist, essayist, book editor and a college professor. Her first novel, The Bluest Eye, was published in 1970. She also won the National Book Critics Circle Award. While its historical context is clear, the literary context of The Bluest Eye is more complex. In the afterwards, To the Bluest Eye, she explains her goal in writing the novel. She wants to make a statement about the damage that internalized racism can do to the weaker section of the society, of the community, that's a young girl. The name of the novel, The Bluest Eye, is meant to get the reader thinking about how much value is placed in blue-eyed little girls. Piccola, the protagonist, and her family are representatives of the larger African American community, and their name breed love is ironic because they live in a society that does not breed love, and you can easily understand the symbolic meaning of the name, that is the breed love. Actually, it emerges in the society where there is no love in the breed. Then, in fact, it breeds hate, jealousy, hate of blackness, and thus hatred of oneself. Morrison reveals the significance of Piccola's name through the character of Maureen Pear. Maureen confuses Piccola's name with the name of the character in the movie Imitation of Life. It's the imitation of life, you know. Sometimes it is said, some of the critics, it claims that this novel is based on the personal experiences of the Toni Morrison. That means it's a type of autobiography. Then, by this allusion, Morrison illustrates that Piccola life is a limitation of the real experiences of black women. Morrison also uses metaphors to describe the conditions under which African Americans in general and Piccola in particular are forced to live. That is the society of the hatred, the society of the jealousy, the society of not loving oneself. Then, to Piccola, blue eyes symbolizes her own blindness, for she gains blue eyes only at the cost of her sanity. The bluest eye could also mean the saddest eye, which you are going to clear by my further explanations. The Bluest Eye is about the life of the Breedlove family who resides in Loren, Ohio in the late 1930s. The family consists of the mother, Pauline, the father, Cholet, the son, Sammy, and the daughter, Piccola. The novel's focal point is the daughter, an 11-year-old black girl who is trying to conquer about with self-hatred. Every day she encounters racism, not just from white people but mostly from her own society. Her own society, because of her ugliness, because of her complexion, that is black. They were also not ready to approve her and to appreciate her as the member of their own community, as the member of their own society. Then, the novel's focal point is the daughter, as I told you, and then comes every day she encounters racism. That also you have to keep in the mind. Then, in their eyes, she is much too dark, very dark. Then, and the darkness of her skin somehow implies that she is inferior. Now you see, students, in the modern era also, this differences we can see in our daily life. The fair complexion is said to be the complexion of the beauty. The complexion, the whiteness is actually symbolizes the beauty, and the black color, the darker complexion, actually it is uh, regarded as an inferiority. So that's the same thing. Then, and according to everyone else, her skin makes her even look more uglier. Then she feels she can overcome this battle of self-hatred by obtaining blue eyes. Blue eyes, when she was child, when the Piccola was a child, 11 years old, when 6 to 7 years old, she was actually very much infatuated by the blue eyes. For her, the blue eyes are the symbol of the beauty. Actually, when she used to see the TV, the star kids and all, she always admired the blue eyes of the star kids, and that actually from the very beginning became her fantasy to have the blue eyes, as she thought that will make her beautiful, that will enhance her beauty. Then, but not just any blue, she wants the bluest type. It was not like only blue eyes, but it should be the deep bluest type. Then Morrison is able to use her critical eye to reveal to the reader the evil that is caused by a society that is indoctrinated by the inherent goodness and beauty of whiteness and the ugliness of blackness. She uses many different writing tools. Tools to depict how white beliefs have dominated American and African American culture. This actually was the dominating trait in the American and African societies, in their communities. The narrative structure of Bluest Eye is important in revealing just how pervasive and destructive social racism is. You can well understand what I mean by the social racism. Then, in addition to narrative structure, the structure and composition of the novel itself help to illustrate how much and how long white ideas of family and home have been forced into black culture. Instead of conventional chapters and sections, the Bluest Eye is broken up into seasons: fall, winter, spring and summer. Now you have to just give a little attention that it's not a simple novel, an ordinary novel, as just divided in chapters, but it is divided in the seasons. Seasons, as we have the 4 seasons, that is the summer, fall, winter and the rainy. In the same way, this also has this novel has been divided into the 4 seasons, and even she uses the symbols of the nature to tell her intentions or tell her ideas. Then the type organization suggests that the event described in the novel have occurred before and will occur again. And what actually just to divide the novel in seasons means, that means again the occurrence of the incidents of the life. It occurs again. It is there and it will be there. As the seasons comes and go, it always comes and goes yearly. In the same way, this incidents never stops. There is no ending of this type of incidents and this type of ideas, this type of social structure, but it will reoccur again and again and again. Then names also play an important role in the Bluest Eye because they are often symbolic of conditions in the society or is the context of the story. Now names are also very symbolic, you see. As if we take the name of the heroine, that is the Piccola. Piccola means Piccola, that means actually the happiness. Now it's again ironic, it's again symbolic, because the name that the girl, she herself is the victim of the sadness, but her name is actually just in contrast, that is the happiness. And some are the prominent themes of the her novel, Toni Morrison's novel, The Bluest Eye. And what are those themes? Those themes are actually, if we just take the in point wise, the first will come the appearances. What do you mean by the appearances? Appearances, actually the characters associates beauty with whiteness. That is the appearance, the outer appearance, the physical appearance. The inner beauty has nothing to do with it, but only the appearance. Second theme is the race. Race, as we are discussing again and again, the white and the black. Then comes the womanism and the feminism. Now here you see the feminism, womanism. It's a very important theme of the novel. Then comes the jealousy. Jealousy, as again, where there is the differentiation in the society on the basis of the appearances, on the basis of the race. The jealousy, the hatred is very common to be seen in that particular society. And then comes the society and the class, and last but not the least is the innocence, as Piccola is the symbol of innocency as well as the feminism also. Then The Bluest Eye is a story about the oppression of women. The novels, women not only suffer the horrors of the racial oppression. You see, I am speaking the word horror. It is actually, it's not like that if she has been tortured in the society because of her color, because of her looks, because of her appearances, because of her race. It's not like that she is the only the victim of the physical abusement and the physical torture. But actually, the condition becomes more pathetic when she is actually the sufferer. Her situation becomes more pathetic when she is suffered from. She suffered mentally, she suffered emotionally. At that time, you see, it's very difficult for a young child, a young girl to have a healthy life in the future. Then, but also the tyranny of violation brought upon them by man in their lives. And not only the women are playing this role, but the men are equal victims in this type of society. They even play they use their power on the weaker sections of the society. Hence, they again makes their situation more pathetic. The novel depicts several phases of women's development into womanhood. Now you see such a beautiful thing. Besides all the horrors, all the pathetic situations we are seeing in the novel, but when Toni Morrison unfolds a girl gaining the womanhood one by one, step by step, it becomes really a beautiful and a masterpiece. And literally, it is well appreciated by the vastly. It has been appreciated by the worldwide. Now, students, this was a little intro and a critical estimate of the novel. The storyline and the discussion of the characters I am going to deliver in my next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay protected, and stay at home. Good luck.